This is maybe the craziest thing I've ever seen happen in sports. Luka Doncic is traded to the Lakers for Anthony Davis and some stuff, but whoa. I I was out playing spike ball and this notification happened. So I'm still trying to wrap my head around it because I had to win a spike ball game. Whew, man. So this is going to be a way for me to wrap my thoughts around everything. Yeah, so just bear with me as I'm in shock. First thing I have to say is, what on earth is Mark Cuban doing? What on earth is Mark Cuban doing? Why are you trading a top 5 player in the league, a young top 5 player in the league, to a conference rival when you are competing? You just went to the finals last year. You were competing for a championship. Genuinely. When Luka was going to come back, they were going to become still a contender. What was the thought process? That's my first question. My second thought, uh, the Mavericks got fleeced. On top of this, they gave up a player who was clearly upset in the locker room, who wanted a backup center, for the literal face of the league, basically. At this point, man, I am sick to my stomach for Mavericks fans right now. So let's just look at depth. I'm not going to waste your time with me just being in shock. It's Luka at the point guard. It's Austin Reeves at the shooting guard. It's Could Dalton Connect run the maybe, or bring him off the bench? I don't really know. I would put him off the bench. Let's say Rui's the 3, LeBron's the 4. Your center is not going to be Jackson Hayes. They might have to run Dorian Finney-Smith at the center. To be honest with you guys, they might have to run Dorian Finney-Smith at the center. So let's start with this. For the Lakers, it's not over. They are going to get a backup center. That's just what's going to happen at this deadline. It's going to be either off the free agency market, out of the buyout market, or a trade. They're going to go get a center. Um, sorry, this is I've never seen anything like this. Um, so then for the Mavs, it's Kyrie, it's Spencer Dinwiddie, it's Klay Thompson, PJ Washington. No, they would probably what I think they would do is move Dinwiddie to the bench still. Klay Thompson, shooting guard. PJ Washington, small forward. I don't think I like that very much. And Anthony Davis, power forward, because they were talking about a center. I guess they could also just plug him in as a center, have that same 4 that you see in the starting lineup, and then put Anthony Davis at the 5. That's not a bad idea, but would Anthony Davis like that? Like, he's literally going from a situation where he doesn't have a center to having multiple, but they don't play him as a starting power forward. I guess, like, for the Lakers, in my mind, this isn't that crazy of a trade. Like, they're getting Luka Doncic. Everyone knew they were, or I guess not everyone knew, but like, this is a trade that any GM would pull off if they're able to get Luka Doncic for anybody. I don't think anyone thought Luka Doncic was even available, even close to available. But like, I think this makes sense. I think you get the young superstar, and you're going to keep it rolling once LeBron retires. Um, but I cannot get over why did the Mavs do this? This makes zero sense for Dallas fans. So this is actually really interesting, and I think it would actually make sense. I guess not make sense, not logically, but this plays a part. It says the Mavs have major concerns about moving forward with Luka Doncic due to his constant conditioning issues and the looming commitment of another supermax contract extension this summer. So if that's true, if that's the reasoning, is that worth trading uh, this level of talent? Is it worth trading Luka Doncic because of his conditioning issues? I don't think so. I don't think it is. You made it to the finals last year. You picked up Klay Thompson so that you could have a super team. Derek Lively's progressing. Yeah, he's injured. Okay. You just they went all in on the season to start the year. You can't just give up on your literal star player, and that's an understatement. You're a top 5 player in the league, arguably top 2 or 3 because of a contract extension. Because of conditioning issues and a contract extension. I've never seen anything like this. I think this may go down as the craziest trade in NBA history. Um, because Luka Doncic is still young. You see players at the end of their career who move on to different teams, like superstars, all-time legends who move on to different teams because they just aren't good enough. I have never seen a player who has not yet hit his peak prime get traded at the level of Luka Doncic, someone who has not yet hit their peak prime that has the level of Luka Doncic's skill, IQ, passion, everything you can possibly want other than athleticism. And they're trading him for a player who is known, like literally, look at this Marcus Ramsey guy. He says they traded for the known Iron Man Anthony Davis. That is unbelievable. That is the craziest thing I have ever seen in sports. And I mean that with everything in me. Wow, man. I feel horrible for Mavericks fans, man. They had everything going, everything going. Everything was going right outside of injuries. But injuries aren't going to kill you. And they're such a good team. And Klay Thompson's healthy. He's not playing awesome, but he's playing fine. Man, I wonder what this means for a guy like Kyrie Irving. Like, what is Kyrie Irving going to think? I guess what's crazy about this, too, is like, this wasn't talked about at all. There was nothing coming from anywhere about a Luka Doncic trade. Anywhere. I keep trying to think of things that I can say for the Lakers, but the only thing I can come up with in my head is it makes sense to make that trade in this scenario. Me personally, I would give up Anthony Davis. I would give up whoever else gave up, Markieff Morris. I don't know if he was on the match, but either way, Max Christie. I would give up all those guys. I would give up everything on your team for Luka Doncic. I would. That's one of the very few players that I would do that with. Um, I would give up a player who is not as good as Luka Doncic to go get Luka Doncic any day of the week. Man, and I keep trying to think of things to say for the Lakers. Like I said, but there's nothing to say. It makes sense. They should trade for Luka in this situation. But for the Mavs, wow. I do not understand at all why the Dallas Mavericks would do that, especially if the only report that comes out, and it's not going to be for the next few days, but the only report that has come out for and from anyone is that it's conditioning and that it's not wanting to pay him. I think it goes deeper than that. I think it goes deeper than that. I think Luka Doncic wanted out, and I think it was quietly announced and kept to just the franchise itself, and they've been looking for a trade ever since, but they didn't tell anyone because they wanted to get back as much as they can. That is my theory. Wow. I'm gonna make another video about this tomorrow. I'm more in shock right now about what happened. So obviously this is just me rambling, but tomorrow I'll put out a genuinely thought out video. So stay tuned for that. Let me know what you guys think. I've never seen anything like